Today, I'll reveal the 3 biggest secrets that a functional medicine stool test can uncover about why you're always tired, bloated, or struggling with your health. Your gut is home to more nerve cells than your spinal cord. It drives 70% of your immune system function and makes 90% of your serotonin. Yet most doctors never actually look at what's living inside the second brain. A functional stool test reveals the hidden ecosystem influencing your energy, mood, hormones, resilience, and so much more, and all the clues that basic labs can miss. My name is Dr. Kenny Mittelstadt, a functional medicine practitioner and root cause health detective, and I've seen these tests change lives. They can act as a secret blueprint to your body's health because the gut is connected to almost everything. Today, we're going to decode this blueprint. Conventional stool tests are important. They're looking for big, obvious problems like acute infections and diseases, but they often miss the subtle imbalances and nuances that drive chronic symptoms. A functional medicine stool test is different. It's a comprehensive, at-home test that uses advanced technology to analyze the DNA of organisms, digestive function, as well as immune and inflammation balance in your gut. It's not just looking for a raging fire, it's looking for the sparks and the faulty wiring that could lead to that fire. The first secret alone explains why even the perfect diet might not be working for you. A functional stool test can help reveal how well you're actually breaking down and absorbing your food. You could be eating the most nutrient-dense and organic foods in the world, but if your body can't break it down and absorb those nutrients, it's pretty much all for nothing. This is where I see a lot of fatigue stemming from. You're eating for energy, but you're running on an empty tank because the fuel never makes it from your gut into your cells. On an advanced stool test, we look at specific markers that give us massive clues. One of the most important is pancreatic elastase. This is an enzyme that your pancreas makes alongside other important digestive enzymes that can give us insight into how you're breaking down food. If this marker is low, it tells us that likely you're not producing enough digestive enzymes. Without enough digestive power from your enzyme function, food can sit partially undigested in the gut and lead to fermentation, in addition to a hyperactive immune response. If you're not digesting and absorbing fat properly, this can be a major problem because you need healthy fats for energy and to absorb vitamins like A, D, E, and K, and to produce healthy hormones. When digestive markers are off, it explains so much. The fatigue from not getting enough nutrients, the bloating from undigested food particles, and even the brain fog or mental health conditions like depression and anxiety because you're not getting enough raw materials to make neurotransmitters. If this is hitting home so far, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and share this with anyone you know who deserves real answers to their health struggles. The second secret that a functional medicine stool test can reveal is the health of your gut's immune system. And when this is compromised, it can trigger symptoms all over the body. Think of your gut lining as a single layer of cells that's held together like Velcro. It's supposed to let nutrients pass through while keeping toxins and undigested food particles out of the bloodstream. When this border is damaged or inflamed, a condition known as leaky gut or increased intestinal permeability, unwanted particles can leak into your bloodstream and trigger an immune and inflammatory response. This ultimately leads to chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body and can be connected to mental health conditions like depression and anxiety, as well as autoimmune conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis or celiac disease, and symptoms that seem to be completely unrelated to your gut. This is why gut health is central. We can look at markers like calprotectin and secretory IgA. These tell us about the gut's first-line immune defense, as well as the inflammatory burden inside of the gut. If you get sick regularly or have seasonal allergies that seem to fluctuate or are getting worse, this is an area that we want to look at because your gut represents the first line of defense in your immune system. When we see these markers off, we know that the Velcro has become compromised, and that explains those mystery symptoms oftentimes. Things like skin problems, including eczema or acne, those aching joints, and the brain fog or fatigue hitting a wall throughout the day. And the third secret, probably the most well-known, is that a functional medicine stool test can give us some insight into your microbiome, the trillions of bacteria and other microbes that are living in your gut that act as a hidden control center for many processes. This goes so much deeper than good versus bad bacteria. It gives us a general census of this complex inner world. Think of your gut as a garden. You want it filled with a wide variety of beneficial plants, which represent the good bacteria or yeasts. A functional stool test often uses DNA testing to show if you have enough of the beneficial or keystone bacteria. And these keystone species are responsible for benefits throughout the entire body, from producing vitamins that we use to producing anti-inflammatory chemicals like butyrate to help balance the inflammatory responses in the body. But you also have to keep up with the weeds or the pathogenic microbes. These tests can identify trends or patterns causing trouble, such as opportunistic bacteria or parasites. Opportunistic bacteria are microbes that, when given the opportunity, whether it's inflammation or stress, can overgrow and cause issues like bloating, gas, and pro-inflammatory situations in the gut and then throughout the entire body. Common parasites like amoebas and worms can also be detected on these tests. Standard conventional labs may miss these, and they can be a source of chronic inflammation and stress on the system. Additionally, overgrowths of yeast may be detected on stool samples, especially organisms like Candida. This is a common finding linked to sugar cravings, brain fog, and skin issues. And finally, these tests can also screen for well-known pathogens, including H. pylori and E. coli. This detailed analysis can be key to understanding why you're struggling with weight or mood or any of these inflammatory situations. With just these 3 secrets, you can probably see how this blueprint can offer real answers or deeper insight into chronic, complex issues. It's a roadmap that can connect your symptoms to what's really happening inside the body at a deeper level. But information is only powerful when we can act on it. While I always recommend working with a practitioner trained to interpret these tests, there are 3 simple things that you can do to get started today to help support your gut. First of all, start with diversity of plants in your diet. Your good gut bacteria and microbes thrive off of different types of plant fibers. Challenge yourself to eat 30 or more different types of plants each week, including fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs, and spices. Second, look at your stress honestly and perform an audit. I've talked about this before in previous videos, which I'll link to down below, but chronic stress alone can dramatically weaken your gut's immune and inflammatory resilience. Just 5 minutes of deep breathing a day, meditation, or a short walk and reconnecting with nature can switch your body into a reparative rest and digest mode. And a third tip is to chew your food. It's beyond simple, but so important. Digestion starts in your mouth, and chewing thoroughly, say 25 times per bite, signals to your pancreas and stomach to make enough digestive enzymes, which takes a huge load off of the rest of your gut. So what does a functional medicine stool test actually show you? It shows you that your fatigue isn't just in your head. It could be a sign of poor nutrient absorption. It shows that your bloating isn't just a nuisance. It might be pointing to low digestive enzyme production or an overgrowth of bad bacteria. And it also shows that your struggles with weight or skin or mood aren't a personal failing. They are often a direct result of hidden inflammation happening inside the gut. For years, you may have been told that your symptoms are normal, but these tests can show you that your symptoms are real, they're valid, and they have a biological explanation. And it starts with the gut's connections to virtually every other system in the body. Conventional medicine and labs are vital, but they are tools that are often designed to find a house that's already been burned down or on fire. Functional medicine gives us insight and the tools we need to detect the smoke to help prevent the fires in the first place. It's about understanding your body with a different lens so that you can start getting answers by asking these different questions. If this video resonated with you and you want to dive deeper into the topic of leaky gut we discussed above, check out this next video here. We are beautifully complex beings. I'm Dr. Kenny Mittelstadt, Root Cause Health Detective. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.